Uh, what it do? What's happening? How are y'all? My peoples. All right. Make sure you cop that. That is my good ebook. I'm also working on the next one now, and it is called Ladies Night. That's for the ladies. And the next one they felt, so I'm gonna be cranking them things out. So what's good for you? I got some fire ass game for you. Some good game on this Good Friday. You know you made it. You made it through the week. I knew you could. So I got some good game for you. This is 10 steps to being your ultimate self. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? How was the week? Hopefully you can hear me. It's busy around these parts where I'm at right now. How are y'all doing today? What's going on? What's up? How are y'all? So I'm flowing from I got my game stash. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I need to come with some fire, I got the game stash. I also have the business word of the day, and that is market cap. Market cap. All right. So everybody talking about group economics. We got to talk about market capitalization. So before we get into the build, we're gonna go through the business word of the day, and that is market capitalization. And also, if you have those passwords, drop them passwords, man, so we know who is who. You know what I mean? So we have to establish friend from foe, because I don't think everybody that comes through is my friend. You know what I'm saying? So I would be a fool to think everybody that comes through is my homie or that's rooting for me. So nah. All right. So make sure you also cop that ebook. I got the other one coming. The next one is Ladies Night. I'll have that cracking for February, right? Every single month, right? For the whole year, it's a new ebook. Watch, all right? So make sure you cop that. And also, if you haven't copped that No Squares Allowed album, make sure you cop that too. That should go super duper hard, all right? I'm gonna post that down there. How y'all doing? Talk to me. I can talk back. That those things, those weird words that people are posting, that's the password. Those are the 7 laws of hermetics. All right. Let me drop this in there real quick, and then we can start. Using my other phone real quick. Boom. All right. All right. Cool. So you should see that popping up real quick. Yeah, cop that No Squares Allowed album right there. So before we get in, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a word of the day. All right, and the word of today is market cap. It's an important word, especially those that are entrepreneurs or talking about business or talking about group economics. It's important to know the terms and lingos. All right, so that's also something you can go and follow up on, so you can see how market cap works. Every corporation that's public has a market cap. All right. So before we talk about business, before you say, I want to get money, I want to do this, I want to do that, you have to speak the language of money, and money has its own language. All right. You have to know the terms so you don't get caught up in doing janky shit and cutting corners and back alley dealings. You don't want to do back alley dealings. I've done them. You don't want to cut no corners. I've done them. And it doesn't have a good shelf life. So you want to make sure that when you do business, you want to have good business, good ethics, and you want to know exactly what you're doing. Don't skip no corners. Don't be a LLC later. Do all that shit in the beginning. It's a little boring, but get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get caught up. Pay your taxes. All these things are important. So don't do this shit later. Do it now. All right. So the business word of today is market cap. Market cap. So if you got a journal or you're sitting somewhere, you're at your desk, wherever you at, write that down. It's market capitalization. And what it means is market capitalization refers to the total dollar market value of a company's outstanding shares, commonly referred to as market cap. It is calculated by multiplying a company's shares outstanding by the current market price of one share. All right. Market cap. I'll read it again. Market capitalization refers to the total dollar market value of a company's outstanding shares, commonly referred to as market cap. It is calculated by multiplying a company's shares by shares outstanding by the current market price of one's share. Okay, so that means the current price of the stock. Multiply that by how many shares is outstanding, and then you'll find out the price of the company. Now that has nothing to do with the value though. All right, that has nothing to do with value, right? So what a company is asking does not have anything to do with how much it is actually real worth. So you can buy it for a lower price than it's really worth, or you can pay for it at a higher price than it's really worth. All right, so that's market cap. So before we get into these bills, we're always going to do a new word of the day. All right, so that's super duper important. Cool beans. All right, so the game for today is 10 steps to be your ultimate self. Make sure you share this video. All right, 10 steps to be your ultimate self. But before I get into that, if you are interested in doing any kind of one-on-ones with me, we can do it very personal. What I do is game enhancement. I don't do life coaching. I do game enhancement. So it's a little different. All right. But you can inbox me about that, and I will personally come to you wherever you are. But inbox me about that. Right. So we'll work on an action plan. We'll work on a personality adjustment. We'll work on your social skills training, your it factor, and the final cherry on top, your fuck you pay me attitude. All right. We'll work on your action plan, your personality adjustment, social skills training, your it factor, and your fuck you pay me attitude. Preferably a weekend. All I need is 2 days with you. That's it. That's all I need. 2 days with you, right? Wherever you are at, anywhere in the world, I'm there, right? That's my business. So we'll look at your budget, and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? So you cover the flight, you cover where I'm staying, and we're in good business. Remember, you got to put something down and pick something up. All right. So that's if you want to do game enhancement with me. I don't want to coach your life. I want to help you with the game. Cool. All right. So inbox me about those details. All right. I don't discuss price here. So we got our word of the day, and that is market cap. Right. So you know what market capitalization is. So and you have to know terms if you're talking this group economic shit, talking like that. But if you don't know how to do business, that's what economics is. All right. So let's get into 10 steps to being your ultimate self. And this is from my game stash. Now, I keep my game stash at a secret location. And when I'm ready to chop it up with y'all, I go get it. I put the safe combination in, and I go get the game stash. It's full of all of my notes. And when I'm done with this, this is for sale. All right. So you might want to write this down if you can. All right. The first step in being your ultimate self is dun 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 dun. If you can't be used, you are useless. If you can't be used, then you're useless. Yeah. A lot of people, when someone uses them, they're upset. I can't, you used me. Well, yeah. I live by a saying. Don't misuse, use, but don't abuse. Don't misuse, use, but don't abuse. All right. If you can't be used, you are useless. Why does anybody want you around if you cannot be used? All right. So you want to make yourself a commodity. So when you're not around people, you are missed. Usually you bring something to the table that is indispensable and that people cannot find. All right. So you want to bring real value to the table. So when you're not around, your presence is missed. You want people to want you around. it is at this particular time, there is really no return on investment of being antisocial. And a lot of people brag about that. I don't really fuck with nobody. I don't have a lot of friends. Well, you're the loser in the end. Okay? Because especially while you're young, you're trying to build your phone with the Rolodex of people that matter. Because keep this in mind. You spend more time older than you do younger. So you want to build relationships that is going to last you for 20 years. This is a marathon. This is not some quick shit, right? You have to be planning and prepping to be here for a while. But while you're here, what is the relationships that you have made? The relationships that you have made is going to be based on giving and taking, okay? So when no one is around you, you want to be developing something about you that can be used by other people, whether it's editing videos, whether you know finance, whether you are a humorist, you're the life of the party. You may be the person that is used to traveling abroad, so you are a good navigator. There has to be something about you that can be used by other people for them to want you around. Okay? Again, eliminate the mindset of antisocial behavior and taking it personal when someone uses you. You want to be used or you are useless. Okay? So, you want people to miss you because when you're around, you provide some type of value. You want people to be like, damn, I wish such and such was here right now because they know how to do this. You know, I wish such and such was here right now because they are a master at that craft, right? So whatever you do, master it. If you build resumes, master that. All right. If you know how to cook, take it serious and master it. If you are funny, master the art of telling jokes. If you are good with money, then master business. As long as you have mastered something, you will have a full life because it's always going to be people that want you around. This is not a time to be desolate. This is not a time to be in the corner on that fuck shit behavior that a lot of people have been on for the most of their life, taking pride in being alone, taking pride in I don't really fuck with anybody. Losers talk like that. That is a loser's language that takes pride in not having a team. That is a loser's language that takes pride in not having a tribe. That is the life of a loser. That is the life of a peasant that doesn't belong to any lodge, any sorority, any fraternity, any social group. So you're just out here, just a renegade. That is a loser. And most people that operate like that do it because they don't want to be accountable to anyone. They have a nature that they don't want anybody checking them. So they choose to live a lifestyle that is away from people. Okay. So that's not smart. That is not strategic. And that is setting yourself for extreme failure. So number one, the first step of 10 steps to being the ultimate you, make sure you can be used. Okay. Make sure that you are useful to other people. Okay. And the things you want to be learning are things other people can use. All right. A lot of people are sitting on useless information. All right. Y'all got that? Y'all know what number one is in 10 steps to being the ultimate you. If you can't be used, then you're useless. Check. Moving right along to number two. Develop something about yourself that you did not have to pay for. And I'm going to go into that. It's going to sound at first. Develop something about you that you did not have to pay for. What's that mean? That means that you make an investment in the inner verse. We're always talking about the universe, but no one can tell you what the hell that is. What the hell is the universe? Just say God, goddammit. You don't want to say God, so you say the universe. But what is the universe? What is it? Space. Oh, okay. We'll just say space then. What is the universe? See, what people got it fucked up is it's not the universe that solves your problems. It's the innerverse that solves your problem. Every single thing that you're looking for and you need comes from inside out. Look at this planet. Nothing comes from outside in. Everything comes from inside out. Plants comes from inside out, right? Rubber, aluminum, steel come from inside out. Everything that we need comes from inside out. Babies come from inside out. Ideals come from inside out. Every single thing is brought from the unseen into the seen. That is the inner verse. Okay? But if you're always focused on the universe, you'll never develop the inner verse. Now, number 2 is develop something about yourself you did not have to pay for. You can pay for ass, you can pay for tits, you can pay for schooling. All that shit can be taken from you. They can take a degree from you, or you been able to practice. Your ass can eventually it will get flat because you can't save the body. They take the cars from you. They take the house from you. They take all those things from you. But in being an ultimate, you have to develop the inner verse because no one can take that from you. That means your powers, your confidence, your self-esteem, your uniqueness. I just stole your word. Thank you. Your thing that makes you valuable. You did the work on that. It didn't come from anywhere else. You didn't get it from your mother. You didn't get it from your father, right? It is totally yours because it comes from a source that no one can see because it's deep inside of you. So to be your ultimate self, you have to develop that. It is something that is unique and organically yours. Okay? And it's those people that work on the inner verse. Those people are the people that we're always discussing about. We're always talking about Oprah, how great she is. We're always talking about Lisa Nichols and Gary Vee and this person and that person. But one thing that they have in common, they look like they sat with themselves. They look like they have something fueling them, a different type of engine that the public does not have. And we're in awe. And we always want to know the secrets. Well, how do you do this and how do you do that? Well, I'm telling you, the secret is you make an investment in the inner verse. There ain't no damn universe because you can't go there. So why are you describing something where you can't go? You'll never go there. What you've been taught is to focus and give massive amounts of energy to things outside of you. But what about the inner verse? You can go there. You can take a trip there, but you can't go to the universe. You don't even know what the universe is. Describe it, right? Astrology is inside of you. There's nothing out there. There's a fucking hologram, right? You are just looking at yourself. But you can't go there. There ain't no planets in this house and planets in that. That is chemicals inside of your body, right? Mastery is inside of you, okay? So when someone is reading your chart, they're just reading your chemical makeup, all right? You don't let nobody fool you, right? Don't let nobody fool you and have you so focused on looking up at the sky, you forget to look inward. The greatest investment you can make is on the inverse. There's nothing out there. All right, go inward. Number 2, with me? It's Friday. I know y'all trying to get to the club, but I'm gonna lace you with this game. So when you doing what you do this weekend, you got a blueprint because it's about being the ultimate version of yourself. Let's go from good to great. Let's be enthusiastic. Let's be amazing. Let's be awesome. Let's start using language like that to describe ourselves. Someone asks you how you doing, man, don't say good. Say I'm amazing. Say I'm enthusiastic. Say I'm powerful. Good. That's it. That's all you want to be. Why? There's other words you can use. All right. What number are we on? Y'all with me? Just checking. What number are we on? Make sure you get that 10 steps to mastering self-confidence. I'm going to put it right here for you again. You know what I'm saying? Get that. Matter of fact, post it. And ladies, watch out for Ladies Night. That is coming in February. Fire ass game. You heard? All right. I'm going to pin that post for you. So we are number 3. And this is all about being the ultimate you. And I'll say this before I move along. Be mindful of anybody that's not giving you a mirror these days. Number 3, upgrade faster than everyone else. Upgrade faster than everyone else. Say it again. I'm trying to program you. Upgrade faster than everyone else. Well, what does that mean, Ken? I want to tell you. Upgrade. I'm not really the inclusive person, the we are one person, right? I'm not within capitalism, right? When capitalism ends, then we can get to that space that we are one, right? We are one. But no. This is a competition thing. This is a resource game, right? Those with and those without. You're either going to be on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. And I'm not making the rules. I'm just playing the game. For you to get some shit, for you to get the advantage, for you to find yourself on the right side of history, you have to upgrade faster than when everyone else. There's 4 ways you can do that. The first one is traveling. Why is traveling one of the ways to upgrade faster than everyone else? Because when you travel, you get to see more, right? And when you see more, you get to be more. You know, the people with the biggest mouths and the biggest opinions are people that have never traveled anywhere. I find that very interesting, that those that have not traveled are very have a interesting perspective, and they're the ones that are very local, but they're the ones that run their mouth and talk about the world, right? They talk about the world as if they have seen it. The only people really qualified to tell you anything are people that have seen the world. And when you see the world, you have seen different people in their element. You have tasted different food. You have slept in different environments. You have breathed different air. There are people right now in different time zones. How would you know how they think if you have never been where they've been? Right? New York moves different than Cali. Of course it does. It's in a different time zone. Right? New York sometimes is in a different year than California. Chinese in Asia, they're in a different year. They celebrate their new year different. When you travel to Africa, my friends that have came back and told me, I've never been to Africa per se, it is different. Why? The time is different. Saudi Arabia is different. Why? The time is different. Okay? So the people that's qualified to me to have an opinion, for me to listen, are people that have traveled the world, at least travel America, if nothing else. So traveling helps you upgrade quicker than everyone else because you see more and you do what you see. It puts you in a space of knowing instead of just wondering, because you went there, you have seen it. That is very important. Since when do local people get to control the narrative? What the fuck do you know? You feel me? Do you know how many people is on the planet? More than they could count. Right? Do you know how much land it is? More than they have mapped. Do you know how many animals it is? More than they've counted. Right? Every single thing is more. There's more people than they say it is. There's more land on this planet than they say it is. Right? There's more animals than they have counted. It's more. Whatever number you give, that's the least amount of it is. Right? If they tell you 7 billion people, it's probably 70 billion people. You're looking at a map. You're not looking looking at all the land on the planet. Trust me, this earth is the center of the universe. It is so fucking big. Don't get it twisted, right? So the person that travels gets to see more. When you see more, you get to do more. When you do more, you get to be more. It goes together. The second way that you upgrade is new friends. Anybody that tells you I don't make new friends is a loser. Drake made a song called No New Friends, all the while his place where he's at in his life is based on having new friends. Isn't that interesting? Right? Isn't that interesting? His song was No New Friends, and everybody sung the song, right? Yet he made new friends to get in this position. See, they wanted you to say shit like that. Meanwhile, he's going to gobble up all the new friends and all the new connections. Why? New friends bring new seasons. I am only in the position that I'm in because I'm not afraid to make new friends. I will remove someone and insert someone so fucking fast. Right? I keep people on reserve just in case I need to access them. I have no problem making new friends and new relationships. And you are a fool if you don't make new friends. Right? Exactly. He was making new friends while he was singing the song. Right? Your day one's been hating on you since day two. I'm only keeping a day one around me if they have upgraded. What's the use of having friends since high school if they're still the same person from high school? Okay? At this point, I don't play in the sandbox anymore like I did when I was young. So in order to be my friend, you have to have some type of contribution. I just don't want to know motherfuckers. There's no power in that. What do you do? Can you be used? Right? Even shit like this. I don't keep friends in useless locations. Listen to what I just said. I don't keep friends in useless locations. Quickest way for me to stop being your friend, live in a useless location that I can't use. I don't need to go to Iowa. I just don't. There's nothing in Montana for me. Right? Do you live in New York? Do you live in LA? You live in Frisco? You live in Houston, Dallas, New Orleans, Miami, New York, Boston? What? Why? Huh? You live where? Idaho? I don't need to fucking go to Idaho. Right? I don't keep useless friends. I make new friends. Okay? Be very strategic in your dealings. All right? When you wake up in the morning, either you're going to play the game or you're not. But let me tell you something. The game is going to play you. So you got to make a choice. What are you going to do? Right? You either play the game or not. You know what I'm saying? Now the place that a person lives, that's relative. I need to be around high activity, right? So New York matters to me. DC matters to me. Philly matters to me. LA matters to me. But that depends on where you're at, right? So where you're at, New York might not matter. So that could be a useless friend. So depending on what you do, you have to ask yourself, do the people that I'm connected with, are they in an environment that matters to me? Right? It's relative. I need fast pace. I need industry. I don't need slow shit. I'm not trying to retire, so I don't need anybody in a retirement environment. When I go to your town, I'm trying to go outside. I don't need to be cooped up in a crib. I'm not with that. What's cracking in your town? You feel me? So new friends bring new seasons. And if you're not using the internet to make new friends, you're a loser. What are you here for? Right? What was it created for? So you can stay antisocial. I'm putting the label on it. Loser. Loser, loser, loser. You ain't made one new friend from MySpace, from Black Planet, from social media. What the fuck are you doing? You're just making posts sitting on the toilet, but you don't have a plan of action on your internet use. The internet is the quickest way to make new friends. And the beauty of it, you can make a friend in Miami without being there. You can make a friend in Houston without going to Houston. You can make a friend in New Orleans without going for free. For free, right? Now I'm gonna give you the game. Not I'll let them worry about your feelings. New friends, new seasons. The third way to upgrade faster than everybody else. Read things you can apply. It equals action. A lot of people like fantasy. Their daydreaming is fantasy. The knowledge they read is fantasy. They like to drift off in thought. That's fine. But eventually you gotta come down from there. Okay? And instead of doing instead of doing drugs, they say, "Oh, I'm on a natural high." No, you're on a weirdo high. Because what you want to do is you want to just drift off in space. Right? You just want to go into a place of fantasy and exist there like you're fucking Peter Pan. Right? No, dummy. Read things you can apply. The moment that you put that book down, you're supposed to be able to apply that shit that you learned. Or what the hell did you read it for? That makes no sense whatsoever. I'm only saying this, especially as parents. You don't have time for fantasy. Shit has to make sense, right? You read a new book, you have to be able to apply the things you learn. This is about upgrading faster than other people. If you read an investment book, it's so you can invest. Okay? If you read a parenting book, it's so you can apply the skills that you learn. You know what I'm saying? It's not about fantasy. I'll read fantasy in old age. As a 34-year-old person, I only have a short window when my body will be able to work in the condition that it is. I don't have time to read useless information. What, to debate? Oh, so you want to be a debating ass motherfucker. Oh, no. Who got time to debate? You need to get paid for that. I'm not gray. I'm very black and white. Okay? The shit you read has to make sense. Right? Oh, you like novels? Fine. What can you grab from that story and apply to your life? Right? So the thing that I do is I study people. And I know people are full of shit. And I'm a person that doesn't care about people's feelings like that. So I'm able to call a spade a spade. People want to get lost in their reality because that's the place they have control. They don't know how to have control on a day-to-day basis. So what they do is live in the realm of fantasy. Okay? And the books they read represents the fantasy. They're still in a childlike space where they have all the control, where they are innocent and they can play and they can be in their head. Meanwhile, mortgage comes. Meanwhile, life insurance is real. Right? Meanwhile, children are growing. And then if you're not paying attention, your child is going to be 21 years old. And what the hell was you doing that whole time? You was in fantasy. And now your child is out here looking for a job and you don't have no fucking answers for them. Why? Because the whole time when your child was growing, you was in the back room reading novels. Read shit you can apply. It equals action. The fourth way to upgrade faster than everybody else. Uninstall old programs. Let's call that release. Why? Because you see on the phones, for us to get new apps, you gotta uninstall old ones. You gotta uninstall old programming. Why? So you can move forward. Okay? Look, yo. New furniture looks very tacky on filthy carpet. A new carpet don't gel well with old furniture. Get the fuck out of there. You need new. Uninstall. Sometimes you gotta just go in your closet and just take the old shit out because your new spring collection, it don't look dope with the old clothes you got in there, right? Let's take a pair of Air Force Ones, right? It's something about white sneakers. It just don't look dope, right? When they're sitting in the closet, you can see that they're off white. is throwing the rest of your collection off. You got to take that shit out and throw them away. You know what I'm saying? So you got to uninstall old programming. Look, if you uninstall old programming that you have, do you know how fast you move more than other people? Just think about your phone. Look how your phone starts to behave once you restart uninstalling shit. Why are you hanging on to old stuff? Oh, I know why. Because your identity is attached to it and you don't believe that you can be a new person. So you're operating in scarcity. This is why you're doing what you're doing. So you don't understand that old thoughts are attached to an old behavior. Okay? If you have an old thinking, there's a behavior that goes with that. The reason why you can't move forward is because you got old thinking. We're talking about some game shit here now. Change the person by changing the thoughts. I thought everybody was fucking with The Secret. But what The Secret forgot to tell you was you gotta uninstall for you to take on new thoughts. You gotta uninstall. What now? Let's get into that. Why are you still thinking about old lovers? Maybe that's why you can't get with nobody. You still thinking about the person that got away. In case you haven't realized, the earth is a dick and pussy factory. Is no shortage. What do you like? African dick and pussy? European dick and pussy? Mexican dick and pussy? South American dick? What you like? Because the last I checked is the earth is a dick and pussy factory. So why you keep thinking about some old people? You better get in the habit of being like, man, you better be in the habit of being able to uninstall and get rid of somebody very, very, very quick if they don't line up with what you're trying to do. Take it or leave it. You got some people that are thinking about old money. Man, back in the day. Don't be a back in the day person. You got some women that are thinking about that old body. Well, that's why you can't get your new shit straightened up. You had your babies 20-something years ago. So don't make that an excuse why you look the way you look. See, you're going back to old pictures, right? You can't make way for your new body because you're thinking about the old one. Uninstall old programming. That's number 3. Upgrade faster than everybody else. Check. Number 4. Y'all with me? I hope you're writing this down. Number 1 was what? If you can't be used, you're useless. Number 2 is what? Develop something about you didn't have to pay for. Number 3 is what? Upgrade faster than everybody else. Number 4 is mind your business. This is so big because we live in a day and time where platforms are developed and made popular off other people's business. This person is having a baby. That person is getting married. Why do we care about other people's business so much? What is it about? The thing about it is each one of us know someone's business, a celebrity's business. And sometimes we'll just hear it in the barbershop or we might be listening to the radio, right? When you know someone's business, that deals with expiration. All right. And when I was making these notes, I was like, what is it about other people's business that we listen to so much? This person had people. This person sleeping with, that person sleeping with. Why do we make it so much investment in other people's business? And then it hit me. Oh shit. We mind other people's business because we ain't got no business to mind. See, to mind your business, you need some business to mind. Because if you minding your business, you don't have time to mind someone else's. Because if you've ran a business before, then you know how difficult it is. If you build something from the ground up, then you know that when people come to you with shit, you be like, I don't give a fuck up, man, please. For you to mind your business, You need some business to mind first. All right. So you need to get you some business to mind. You haven't did your LLC yet because you ain't minding your business. You haven't did your sole proprietor because you haven't minded your business. You haven't did your nonprofit because you haven't minded your business. You don't even have a domain name in your government name. Why you don't have a domain name in your government name? Don't you know we're in transcendence? Don't you know if somebody really wants to wage war on you, they'll buy your domain name? If your name is John Thompson, eventually, the only way for you to be paid from your job, you're going to have a domain name because that's where you're going to check all of your information. If I really want to beef with you, I'll just buy up your domain name. And then one day you're going to need it. You're going to go to johnthompson.com and somebody already got it. I just gave you a way to get back at somebody that you don't like. Buy their domain name and their government name. But you ain't hear that from me. You don't have none of these things because you ain't minding your business. When's the last time you pulled your credit? When's the last time you've pulled your credit? Did you check your bank account today? See, when you are on top of your shit, you don't have nobody else's business to mind because you're on your own shit. You feel me? See, I'm talking about some game shit. We're going to let them other people get the crumbs. We gonna let the other people have the crumbs after we done bust down the cake. Let the bottom feeders eat the crumbs. That's why they're there. And I don't have any sympathy for them. They're there for a certain reason, right? You ever been on the table and you just finished eating, you done ate good, and you just did this, and you shooed the crumbs off the table? Well, there's some people down there that's gonna eat that. Feel me? The thing about business and knowing when people come to you, I got a one line rhyme for you. Anybody that's talking to you, say this: if it can't help me win, then it's a sin. Anybody calling you up, telling you anything when they're talking to you, run this through your head. If this ain't a win, then it's a sin. All right, my nigga, I gotta go. Anybody in your inbox, look at what they're telling you. If this ain't a win, then it's a sin. It's a sin for you to fuck with anything that ain't a win. Mind your own business. You got shit to work on. When's your last physical? Are you diabetic? When's your last checkup? When's your last pap smear? Are you straight? See, when you mind your business, you ain't got time for no fuck shit. You don't got time to know what Kevin Hart doing. You don't got time to know what LeBron doing. You don't got time for other people's bullshit because everybody else is going through the human experience like you. See? But minding your business, not minding your business comes from not having any business to mind. But if you really think about it, you got hella business to mind. You ain't took a checkup in hella long. You don't know if you're diabetic or what. It's allergy season coming and it's finna tear your ass up. Alright, you ain't even checked the weather today. You ain't checked your bank account. You don't have no lawyer. You don't have no accountant, no life insurance, no annuity, no nothing. No nothing. No hustles. No friends. No booked trips. Right? See, anybody living under the shit that I'm talking about is living a basic bullshit ass life. That's number 4. Mind your business. Number 5. Y'all with me? Because we talking some game shit here. And it ain't for everybody. You understand? I'm real tribal with my game. It ain't for everybody. I don't wish everybody well. Right? Because if everybody's well, then who the fuck are we? No, some people gotta be unwell for us to be well. Some people gotta be poor for us to be rich. And I ain't sorry about that. Right? Just make sure it ain't you. So I ain't talking about you. All right. Number 5, slow to speak, quick to listen. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. For you to control yourself, you must control your tongue. Do you know how many things in the world are ruined because people talk too much? We're talking about $1 billion deals. Somebody done talk too much. We're talking about relationships. Someone talks too much. How you feel is unimportant, honestly. Let me tell you something. When I was young and dumb, I ruined a lot of relationships because I talked too much, right? So when I started going through consciousness or whatever, I wanted to express myself to people. So I would call other people's religions stupid. Oh, you're dumb. Oh, I don't go to church. I was very rebellious. See, I didn't know the value of relationships at that time, so I would let my mouth just run. I thought I knew it all. I read a few books and I wanted to debate and I wanted to challenge people. See, I didn't know the value of relationships. I didn't know that I need to keep that to myself. So I didn't notice that I wasn't talking to people anymore. I didn't notice that I wasn't being invited around anymore. So a lot of the things I say, I've experienced it through immaturity because no one gained me up. Don't let your tongue ruin your life. If you're around a Christian and you're not Christian, but the group is, it is better for you to shut the fuck up. If you're around a group of Muslims and you're not Muslim, it is better for you to shut the fuck up. Who cares how you feel? The group is this way. Okay? You should instead keep your mouth shut and mirror the people that you're around. So if you're around Christians, then you're Christian. If you're around Muslims, then you're Muslim. If you're around Hindus, then you're Hindu. Why? Because it's all about relationships. And you keep your motherfucking feelings in your house. You keep the way you feel in your personal space. Because when you go outside, it's all about everybody else. It's about how they feel. You want to reflect light back to people. You don't want to upset the group. You don't want to upset people because it's about increase when you go out the house. If you're too busy talking, you don't know who you're offending. Right? Don't let your tongue put you in the poorhouse. Keep it real. It's protocol to things. You don't want to offend the wrong person. Right? Now, sometimes you can create enemies in high places and you don't even know it because you talk too much, because you want to be seen, especially in our culture. It's about being seen. It's about, yeah, I'm real. It's about shit like that. And you're going to be real poor, real broke, real lonely, and a real non-factor. Silence is golden. The quickest way to get rich is through silence. When you hear people with things talk, right? One thing they have in common is that they're great listeners. Everyone with something is a great listener. You understand? Silence is golden because when you spend time listening, you have two things going on. You have the voice inside of you talking that you're listening to, and then you have the words of others that you're listening to. Everybody with the least are the worst listeners. Now you can start looking at poverty a little different, especially in America. I can't speak for Africa or India, but in America, for you to have nothing, you have to be very good at that. For you to have nothing, you have to be very skilled at having nothing. That means you have to do a specific thing the wrong way every single day. Because how do you have nothing in America? I'm talking about you're in America and you have the bare minimum. That's because you don't listen. If you listen, you will have shit. This is America. There is an abundance of every single thing you can think of. Again, if you have the bare minimum in America, it's because you don't listen. Number 5, slow to speak, quick to listen. You have 2 ears for a reason. It is masterful if you could control your tongue. Check. 6. And this is 10 steps to becoming the ultimate you. Work it till it works. That is number 6. Work it until it works. Now, many of you have something going on and it's not working. And you are working it. But why isn't it working? Well, it's not working because you haven't written an instruction manual. You have to step away from what you're doing and write a manual on how it works. Every single thing has instructions, even what you're deciding to do. See, you're winging it. You're winging it. There's nothing wrong with reading the manual. Before you build a building, you have a blueprint, a design. Okay? Whatever it is that you're doing, your marriage, your parenting, your studying, you must create an instruction manual, something that you are committed and loyal to, or else how are you going to know if you're on track? How are you going to know if you're winning if you don't have an instruction manual? How do you know if you're winning? See, you're so inside of it that you don't know what it looks like. You need to remove yourself from what you're doing and create an instruction manual, A to Z, on how this thing looks. You want to get married, but what's your instruction manual? Did you write it? Do you even know what makes a successful marriage? No, you don't, because you're looking at them. What worked for them ain't necessarily going to work for you. You're looking at the way someone else raises a child. She got her son to college like that, but that has nothing to do with you because your child is not that child. So you have to step away from whatever it is that you're in, and you have to create a manual. You have to put that man, that woman on paper. You have to write the characteristics of that man. You have to dissect it. You have to write the characteristics of that woman, of that child. Your first child and your youngest child, they are different. You had them at different times, and that's a different you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remove yourself from what you're in. You're too close to it. So you don't know if you're doing it right. You're in your feelings. You need to remove yourself from it and look at it objectively and create an instruction manual. Then go back in it. This time you'll have a blueprint on how to get the shit done. You must write the blueprint for what you're doing. Okay, the blueprint of others may or may not work, and it won't work totally because they're not you. You have a totally different mystery going on. So you take the things you can use from it and you apply it in your blueprint. Okay, that's another form of minding your business. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is go on YouTube, and the same way people talk about oppression and racism now is the same way they talked about it 40 years ago. No wonder certain shit hasn't changed. Why? Because people aren't minding their business and they're not developing an instruction manual based on what things look like now in this three-dimensional reality. Then you could take it further and go 5D. Now, when you go 5D, that means you're totally inside of it. Work it till it works. Feel me? That's number 6. Let's move along to number 7. Y'all with me? Check. All right? Because I'm not talking for my health. I want somebody to use these things that I'm discussing, that I'm talking about. All right? This shit will change your life in 90 days. All right? This is a formula, and it's all about you. It does not require anyone else but you to do it. That's it. All right? So we're at number 7. Number 7 is make your decisions in less than 1 minute. Anything after 1 minute is thinking. If you use thinking in your decision making, it is corrupt. Because now you're including your past, your insecurities, your stress. Don't think they're separate in your decision making. You need to make a decision in a minute or less. The way that you do that is you have to have a fresh mind. You have to have a fresh mind. Okay? You have to have a fresh mind to be able to do that. Now, let me tell you how this works. After you know the details about it and it's explained in its totality, you've heard everything that you need to hear, then you make the decision. All right? So even if it's a business plan, even if whatever it is, if they give you a piece of it, no, you don't make your decision then because you don't have the full details. And they come 2 weeks later with another piece, but that's not the whole thing. And then they come 2 weeks later with another thing. That's not the whole details. You need the total details about whatever it is you're hearing so you can make a quick decision. See, in nature, animals don't think. Okay? Much of people's stagnation comes from overthinking. Overthinking is procrastination. See, when you wait too long, then the ego is involved, and everybody has an ego. You cannot get rid of the ego. The ego is a defense mechanism. The ego is only going to protect you from new shit. The ego is stuck in familiarity. So the ego is there as a defense mechanism against danger. Okay? So new information, new ideals. The ego is always going to rest in familiarity. So in a minute flat, that's when within a minute is when the ego is not involved. After that, and you have not made a decision, scrap it. It's done now. It's done. After you learn all the details that you need to know about it, if you wait too long, it's done. You got to go with that first initial minute, how it feels, because that thought is coming from the stomach all the way up. And within a minute, it's hitting every single chakra. It's going from your root to your crown. It's going from the base to the crown in a minute. It's hitting everywhere. It's like steam. It's rising up from the feet to the crown. And after that, it's done. You feel me? That's how it goes. Now, after you have a fresh mind, key word is fresh mind. Because only a fresh mind can make decisions quick like that. And then you know the details. Then you go into how does it sound? For you to make a quick decision in a minute or less, you have to know how something sounds. The aesthetics, the texture. Now, The thing about sound that people don't understand is there can be things inside of sound. Is what you're hearing, is there light inside of it? So if you can imagine you taking what you just heard and you taking sound, if you can imagine taking the sound and taking your hand and taking things out of it and then moving the sound away, okay? Can you take the sound that what you just heard and go like this, like it's a basket, and pull something out of it? See, you want to get rid of the sound. You want to take what was in the sound. Was there light inside of there? That's why I said this is effective listening. How does it sound? The same way where food, you can take ingredients out of the food and you can dissect it. Oh, it's aspartame in here, it's MSG in here. Well, sound works the same way. Now you have to be a master and a wizard to know what is not correct in terms of what you just heard. You have to be able to dissect it, take the sound away, and remove the things that was in it so you can layer it there. Okay, this was said. This word was said. Why did you use that word right there? You want to be able to put the shit on a table and dissect it, but you have to be able to do it quickly though. See, that's what I'm talking about, having a fresh mind. Okay? Because you got to be able to take what you heard in the sound and like put it on a monitor and be like, fast. You have to be able to compute this shit very, very, very quickly. And that's effective listening skills. Now, the way you do that is pay attention where somebody got excited at, right? Pay attention to their low point. Were they selling you something? Now, there's nothing wrong with someone selling you anything, right? But you have to know what it was. Was there tonality? Was they high here and low here? What word did that mean? But you have to be able to do this very quickly. Right? So that's all about fresh mind, right? And you, most of the times when someone is selling something to you, they slow down, right? Most of the time when they're trying to take advantage of you, they speed up, okay? So when they're selling something to you, they slow it down because 9 times out of 10, they have to explain it because they're trying to get your money. Now, when they're trying to finesse you and pimp you, they speed up. Okay, they speed up the way they're talking to you. Now, this is this is what we're talking about in the ultimate you. You know what I'm saying? So they speed up what they're talking about. That's called tonality. Jordan Belfort talks about that. All right. So make decisions in a minute or less. Check. Fresh mind. Know the details. How does it sound? All right. Moving right along to number 8. This is going to be hard for a lot of people, but it's important, and it's something that I borrowed from a lot of mystery school behaviors. And what it is never be surprised or astonished ever when it comes to your life. Never be surprised or astonished. When it comes to your life, you're supposed to be all-knowing. You're supposed to know what everybody in your life is capable of. You're supposed to know anything that can happen in your life. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to have 360 vision. So you have to be able to be looking 500 years ahead while simultaneously looking 500 years in the past. You should never be astonished or surprised. If that happens to you, then you're not being mindful. Mindful. If someone gives you a surprise birthday party, well, you shouldn't be surprised because that person is capable of that. Look who you're fucking with. You know what I'm saying? No, not necessarily disappointment. What it is that mindfulness. that whatever happens, I expect that to happen. I'm not surprised or astonished by anything. I've already considered every single possibility in my life. When we're riding in the car and we are silent, what is on our mind? I know with me, I've considered the behavior of everybody in my life. They may can do this, they may can do that. Someone from the past can pop up and try to do this. I know what people are capable of because not only do I study me, I study others. What are they capable of? Worst case scenario, if this happened, what would be my response to this? Right? A master sees it coming before it comes because you have considered the possibility. If we consider the possibility of alien life, or we consider the possibility of a hollow earth, or we consider the possibility of meteors crashing this planet millions of years ago, we haven't considered that though our life, we haven't taken that same curiosity and considered our day to day. We should never be surprised or astonished about anything. If you get rich, you should not be surprised about that. You made a plan of action. You want to be here on purpose, not just because, right? You don't want any accidents, okay? When it comes to your life, you can't speak for the lives of others, but anybody that can affect you, you want to know what everybody's capable of. If they got drunk, what would they do? If I upset this person, what would they do? If I told this person yes or no, what would they do? Right? Consider every single thing. That is the mind of a master. You want to have the movie played out already in your mind, what this looks like. Okay, now we're talking about some 5D shit. Right? Your life should never catch you off guard. The only way that can happen is you're not minding your business. So something snuck up on you. You were astonished. You were surprised. Oh man, yo, can you believe that you're here? Can you believe that you accomplished all this? Yeah, actually, I can. It's not arrogant. It is mastery. I can believe that I'm here. This was the plan all along. I seen it in my mind's eye. The mind's eye is the third eye, what we call you know what I'm saying? The mind's eye is what we call the pineal gland or the third eye. It is a vision without seeing. I have considered in my heart every single possibility with my lover, with my child. How would I respond if my child was injured? What would be my move? You know what I'm saying? I have considered the possibility of instantly becoming rich, my reaction. I have considered the possibility if my mate leaves me right now. I have considered the possibility if I were to go broke right now. I have considered all things pertaining to my life. So nothing is surprising or astonishing. I am here on purpose. Now, this is another level of thought. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in the realm of fate and things like that. But you can have more control than that. It is just not out of your hands. I have considered the possibility of driving down the street and I make a head-on collision with a car. What if I survive? What if I don't? I have considered that. I have considered when I hop on a plane, it might not land. I have considered that. I have considered, well, damn, what if I got cancer? I have considered that. I have considered my life in all things from poverty to riches. Now, in terms of the things when it comes to something ill becoming on you, you have to freeze that pendulum so it doesn't swing that way. But still, you have considered it though. Okay, check. We got two more. This is only for the master, but the student. All right. Number 9, and this is 10 steps to becoming the ultimate you. Not the ultimate community, the ultimate you. Not the ultimate husband, the ultimate you. Not the ultimate wife, the ultimate you. Not the ultimate parent, the ultimate you. Now, all those things are byproducts of you being the ultimate you. Okay? Number 9, take pride that you're one of one. Take pride that you're one of one. Everybody, for a second, if you can, if you're still, look at your hands. You should take pride in this. Look at your hands. That design in your hands has never existed and never will. No human on earth has ever had that identical design as you. It has never been a you before. When they say it's nothing new under the sun, that's a lie. You represent a new ideal. That is a lie. There are something new. Now your face may be in the image of your parents, your blood type or whatever. But the hand, which is the kingdom of heaven, and this is keys. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What your hands do brings you heaven. So this is why the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Your hands tell you who you are, okay? Your hands are the tools for your ideals. Your hands do the work of the mind. There's never been a mind on the planet like you. So take pride in being one of one. When you're depressed and you're down and you're questioning yourself, snap out of that shit and be like, holy shit, there has never been a me before. Right? Before there was planes, there was cars. Before there was cars, there was horse and buggy. Before there was horse and buggy, there was trains. Before there was trains, there was boats. Before there was boats, there was camel. So man has been traveling. Before there was emails, there was the mail. Before there was the mail, people wrote letters and sent them by horse. So there's always been communication. All right. Before there was veganism, people was eating pork. People always been eating. Before there was project buildings, there was huts and tents and teepees. So people always been, but there's never been a you before. Never. Never. So take pride in that, especially on the days where you don't feel as confident as you normally do. When you feel down, when you don't feel up to par in terms of achieving, just understand that you are one of one. That means none before you and none to come. There is no one coming behind you that is a you. It's it. Get used to this, baby, because when I'm gone, there will be no others. Yeah, there may be replicas. There may be copycats, but fuck with me right now, because when I'm gone, that is it. And that's the mentality that you want to have about yourself. Now, if that right there doesn't give you a self-esteem boost, I don't know what will. All you got to do is look at your hands. Your hands represent a design that has never existed before. Now fucking imagine that. Your hand has never been copied. Number 10. Whatever you're doing, dive head first. Whatever it is. Don't have a guard up. Whatever it is, dive head first. Because remember, you made the decision in the minute flat anyway. That goes back to number 7. So number 10, to cap this thing off, to put a capstone on our building, dive head first in every single thing you're doing. If it doesn't work, so fucking what? So what? Remember, you made the decision in the minute flat. Dive head first. You're in a new relationship, dive head first. You need to see what this shit has to offer for you. Now, you can dive head first and still take your time, but you're in it. You're all the way in it, though. Okay? Naivety is good. It's good to be a little naive. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. When I was little, I went to Hershey Park or Great Adventure. I looked up at the damn roller coaster. I didn't know how it felt until I got on it. And then I let me know, that's not really for me. I dive head first in it, right? I've ate certain things. That's how consciousness works. You have to be naive and then experience it. Some things you can't learn in a book. Some things you have to learn hands on. You need to taste things, smell things, hear things, see things. You need to interface with things. You need to be naive so you can learn. So this is the space you do come and have the spirit of a child, because that's how you learn. You have to go into it. Why are you in a relationship if you're not going to be head first? Well, I got my guard up. Then we don't need to talk. We need to experience if this is going to work or not. I need to know within 2 weeks. All right, fuck it. This is done. Dive head first. Aha moments come from uncertainty. Aha moments come from uncertainty. Einstein paced back and forth for hours, thinking, hours at a time. His uncertainty developed the aha moment of E equals MC squared. That comes from uncertainty. That comes from the darkness. That is light coming from darkness. That is transmutation. That is alchemy. Those things start as what? Base metals. Alchemy is base metals being able to be transformed into gold. Okay, the uncertainty is the base metals. That's what it represents. The aha moment comes from a place of being blank. Okay, so your new job, your new career, your new marriage, the thing that you want to do is uncertain for a reason, so you can experience it. You feel me? It's uncertain. Now, here's the thing. Now, here's how this works. It's all related, because I just said never be astonished or surprised. So even your aha, your uncertainty is coming from a knowing, because you have considered the possibility. Oh, aha, I got it though, right? In Lao Tzu's book, the Tao, all things are the same. All things are something and nothing at the same time. All things are true and untrue at the same fucking time, right? Up and down is the same thing. There is no separation. All things are one. So the aha moment and the uncertainty are one. When does aha start and uncertainty begin? It's all the same thing, right? And when you dive head first and it doesn't work, just remember, it's more where that came from. Tell me something, and it ain't more where that came from. Oh, you don't think you got time? Sit in a jail cell. Some people, oh, you don't got time. Oh, yeah, you do. Sit in a jail cell. The only thing you don't have time for, and it's more of it, is bullshit. That's the only thing that you don't have time for, is bullshit. Other than that, there is more where that came from with every single thing you can think of. You're really tripping over the fact that you're not with a human being anymore. Again, do you know how many more there are in the world? You're tripping. A new car? Your car broke down. Well, there's more where that came from. Oh, you love that sweater. There's more where that came from. Oh, you're tripping off your mama and your daddy. Well, guess what? You can make anybody your mama and your daddy. Oh, you're not talking to your sister or your brother? Guess what? The earth produces those. You can't give me nothing where it's not more where that came from. It is more where that came from. Why the fuck you tripping? Keep it pushing so you can get the fuck on to your season, to your new friends. This is 10 steps to being the ultimate you. And now you got a blueprint on how to get there. I'm just a piece of the puzzle. I'm just mirroring you. Someone else may have something else for you. But at the end of the day, you got to do your own work, right? Dive head first. Hit your head. Make mistakes, because now that we find out mistakes are lessons. All things are one. You got that? Dive head first. That's how we wrap that up. That's how we put a capstone on the building that we build in the northeast corner, right? We put a capstone on that thing, right? To solidify it. And we say abracadabra or whatever you want to say to seal the prayer. You feel me? So, if anybody interested of doing a one-on-one, I come to your town, get at me on the inbox and we'll discuss details about that. So, have a great weekend. Appreciate you for giving me your time. All right. My name is Ken Brisbon, and that was Game Enhancement.